Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, into your heart. Out of your mind, into your heart. And exhale through your mouth. Get right back. Use that breath to help you control the mind, to re-energize you, to inspire you. Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. My topic, solving problems the divine way. Problems, you see. What mathematician doesn't like a problem, you see, because it's with numbers, you see. And then what's going to result is more numbers, you see, because that's what they do. They play with numbers. And what problems basically means your intentions are thwarted, that you want to go in that direction and you can't, or you want to do something and you can't, or this, there's always an obstacle of some kind. And what happens is that it's almost like being bitten to death by ducks. Picky, this problem, that problem, this little irritation, this problem. Constant distractions, always these little things. Then the contemplating in the mind and the fear and not being able to sleep and pacing the floor and thinking and how can I handle it and thinking. And yeah, the problem with digital solutions is you're going to get a digital solution. And that digital solution operates in a digital reality. So when we're getting our solutions from the mind, it's only using the information that is contained within that conscious or subconscious mind, that program. Remember Maxwell Maltz in his book, maybe you don't, Psycho-Cybernetics. And it was the idea that the computer of the mind, he was calling that, you're not a computer, but this, and neither is divine mind, but this hack, in a sense. And it's garbage in, garbage out. Or, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. And since all is consciousness has to do with two parts, what you know and what you do with what you know. But the problem is, if what you know isn't so, it isn't a truth, then you're always going to have more and more problems because you're not dealing with a divine solution. And for me, what works, because, I'm in this as a spiritual sleuth, and I have been since a teenager, in this reality, but always obviously before that, but looking for clues that as to really who I am and how life works and what I need to do to manifest what I desire and who I am eternally and what's available for me. And as I discover that and realize that and do that in my life, I share that with people, especially like in my Grandmaster mentoring program. And this is perfect for people who are discovering, or they know their life's work and they want to bring that out into the world for the greatest number of people to be able to utilize their gifts and their offerings and their products and their services. And so that Grandmaster mentoring then is to support that person in doing their life's work and prospering and living the lifestyle that they desire, you see. Now, what that means is getting in touch with and being who you really are and having solutions that don't create more problems. See, what happens is in the way people are operating, you could see everything out there was as a solution to a previous problem. So if this goes wrong, then somebody does this. And if this goes wrong, somebody does that. And if this happens, then we'll patch this up. So it's like a person, they get a new hip or a new knee or they get a new thing, but they sawed off the other ones. And then pretty soon you got to have another one. And maybe you had wanted to know about how to take care of your body before you get to a desperate time, you see. So when we're trying to solve our problems with something that is artificial, something that is going to create another problem later on, then all we're doing is running after all of these problems to try and solve them, but what we're doing is solving them with the same information or knowledge that created it. I think it was Buckminster Fuller, I'm not sure, but someone said, you can't, if you want a new, you want a real new solution, or you want to attain something, you can't use the same system that creates the problem to create the solution. You can't do that, because you have to use spiritual solutions, the divine. So what you do is then you turn that over to the divine to actually work it out for the highest good of all, and that includes you see. And people say, well, that's not really possible, because how could it be good for everybody, because we're competing and we're this and that's not ultimate absolute truth at all. And what may I say, nobody cares more about you truly than you do, and yet we do if we're working for you. Only I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, you see. I can and offer you what I know works from, and I would say that if people say, well, what are you really teaching? Well, metaphysics, the Essene path, what would you call it? Vedic knowledge that's fabulous. Really, they all are so harmonious. When you really dig deep in your research, you'll find that the real truth does emerge, and that it is so liberating and so magnificent that we are in a state, we stay in that state of the divine awareness and knowledge of who we are. So we're no longer really dealing with problems, you see. What we're dealing with is staying in tune with our divine center and giving that problem, you might say, to the divine to solve and to reveal to you and to bring it about in the right way at the right time where it is good for all, including you. You see, then you're solving your problems in a divine way, and always give the glory to where the glory belongs, and stay in that state of gratitude. And as you stay in that state of gratitude, you see, and appreciation, you see, you have a beautiful life, because you're being you to the full. And you get to witness the beauty and the magnificence and the perfection and the ease of how the divine, in the moment of divine wisdom, works it out magnificently.